with the Discover Your Gifts Challenge series. Today, we're going to be talking about making your failure a rocket fuel into greatness, right? Everyone is trying to be great, and I don't think everyone is trying to be great. I believe everyone has greatness on the inside of them. However, not everybody gets to accomplish and fulfill this greatness the way God intended. And several reasons are responsible, but a lot of people I have found allow failure to stop them as opposed to using it as a rocket fuel to propel them into the greatness that they were intended to. Imagine the story of a diamond or a diamond, right? A diamond does not become a diamond. That's why it's a diamond in the rough. A diamond looks like a regular plain old stone when it's first discovered or when it's first dug up from the earth, but it has to be refined. It has to go through a lot of high pressure refining process in order for it to become the 2, 3, 5 carat diamond that it really is. And that puts a lot of value on that stone, right? But it had to go through a lot of pressure points. A lot of heat is applied, so many processes that allows it to be refined and coming out on the other side as a precious jewel of inestimable value. All right, so let's get into our webinar series today. Once again, my name is Dr. Oyinkansola Jinodu. I am the presenter of this webinar today and also the author and the developer of the program called Discover Your Gift. DYG Challenge is a program that I developed and created into an actual full course that allows you to not only get started discovering what your God-given gifts are, but also building relationships that allows you to understand the assignment for which that gift was given to you. But there's several things that hinder people from really becoming everything they're created to becoming. And this is one that I'm very well familiar. In fact, this is something that I have become over time very comfortable with. I've become comfortable with failure because it's just an indication that there's actually something for me on the other side. If you don't try and if you have never failed at something, you will never know how much capacity you have built within yourself to overcome that failure, to stare it down the face, to look beyond it, and to really get on to becoming everything and achieving your goals. So, failure is not the end, it's the beginning of growth, self discovery, and transformation. It allows you to discover your unique strengths, it allows you to understand how strong you are. What can you take? It allows you to create a lasting impact in your industry if you know how to navigate it very well. That is because Albert Einstein learned over 99 ways for him not to create the light bulb. But he didn't stop because after he went over the 99 failure, he knew, okay, this was not going to work. And now anyone else who is looking to create a light bulb has a blueprint because Albert Einstein dared to try again one more time, right? It allows you to navigate them now. And today we're going to be talking about several different areas and how you can make failure a rocket fuel, right? So let's get started. So we're going to be covering four critical areas today: discovering your unique strengths. We're going to be covering how to create a lasting impact in your industry, whatever industry that is. We're going to be talking about navigating the modern marketplace with purpose and thriving in career and business through self-alignment. So let's get started. First of all, discovering your unique gifts. How do you discover your unique gifts? You have to embrace failure along the way. Use failure to identify hidden talents and areas that you need to grow in. Just because you failed in one thing does not mean that you're not supposed to be doing it or you're not actually good at it. It just means that you actually have to build certain levels of capacity. You have to upskill, you have to get better. It doesn't get easier, but you have to get better, right? The next thing is reflect on your journey. When people undergo failure, they tend to want to look at everything as a waste and they want to, in many cases, surge away. You want to look at the past challenges to uncover some areas that you were actually able to overcome. You were able to overcome challenges along your way. So, reflection allows you to remember how you thrived in moments of discomfort in the past, how you overcame obstacles in the past. And it gives you a renewed sense of hope. to know that if you did it then you can do it now and you can even do it better. You have to be able to celebrate your individuality. There's so many of us in the marketplace on social media today who are satisfied with being the photocopy of someone else's original. We don't appreciate or celebrate who we are created to be. We see ourselves like we are awkward. We don't fit in. So we feel like if we don't fit in, then we don't belong, that there's something wrong with us. Understand that your unique perspective is your greatest asset. That's what makes you stand out in the marketplace. And then number four, you have to take strong actionable steps to begin to administer your strength in the right way, to begin to do what is necessary for you to record the wins that you're looking to record. Create a journal. Let me give you a very simple actionable step that you can take today. Create a journal that helps you write down what you're really good at. And how do you identify those strengths? Things that you do really well and you're able to see yourself thrive in that area. Create a journal that allows you to document your personal wins and lessons that you have learned from the setbacks that you have faced in the past. So that is the first part that we talked about, discovering your unique strengths. Now, number two, how do we begin to make failure a rocket fuel as opposed to making it a crutch or something that we're supposed to feel sorry for or feel sorry about? There's no pity party, because when we fail at something, it's just an indication that there is just a glimmer of hope that something else is left undone in order for us to crack that success that we're so, interested in having. Navigating the marketplace with purpose is very important. So, how do you navigate the marketplace with purpose? You have to know your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Connect your goals with your values. What do you believe in? Find purpose in every opportunity. Every opportunity could make you money, but not every opportunity will be connected to your value systems, and not every opportunity will be connected to a purposeful existence. So just because it feels right does not mean it's right for you. That is where your why plays a major role in navigating the marketplace with purpose. Number two, stay relevant. Understanding that whatever space you have chosen to pitch your tent, whatever area in the marketplace that you've chosen to pitch your tent, you have to keep yourself relevant. You have to know what is attainable, what people are looking for, what information they are striving to have, what do they need to get from you. Align your strengths in the marketplace with the demands that are available in your space of interest. Staying informed and educated, upskilling, uplearning, upping your game at all times, knowing that in 2024 there is a new way of being in the marketplace and you have to be able to conform to that, knowing that you have to present your proposition to people, you have to be able to speak, communicate what you have to offer. And then, of course, number three, you have to embrace lifelong learning. There's no such thing as, oh, I've graduated, I've taken this course, I've taken this class, I don't want to learn another day in my life. Oh my goodness, that is the beginning of the death of your career. That is the beginning of the death of your gift. No matter how gifted or talented you are, continuous learning to refine your skills, to evolve and adapt to the landscape of the marketplace is critical. It's very, very important. That is where you see a lot of celebrities now becoming entrepreneurs. They're no longer depending on their artistry as their main source of income, because they know that the marketplace requires them to be able to maneuver their ability to have that fame and fortune by extending in different areas of interest and using that as a north star, as being a celebrity as a north star to pitch their tent and reach out to so many different markets. Number four, I have a quote for you for number four in how you navigate the marketplace with purpose, the modern marketplace with purpose. Purpose is the bridge between passion and impact. Purpose is the bridge between passion and impact. Passionate, creating impact, in between is purpose. All right. So as we're making failure a rocket fuel today, not something that keeps us down, Let's learn how to use it to create lasting impact in our industry. What industry do you belong to? I belong to an industry of speaking, education, trainers, consultants. And how do I create lasting impact? One of them is by creating this free webinar that I bring to you every month just to add value. Focus on your service. What service are you offering? I'm a trainer, I'm an educator. So I come on here on LinkedIn, on YouTube to offer free education on the things that I know that will work for you in building lasting impact or building a sustainable brand in the marketplace. So, creating a lasting impact in your industry requires you to focus on service beyond the return on investment. A lot of people are interested in getting into an industry because they see how much money someone else is making, or how much fame that they have acquired for themselves, or how much prominence that they have. But the reality of the matter is, if you focus on service, use your strengths to solve the problems that people have, every other thing will follow. Not focusing on money, not focusing on anything else other than the value that you bring to the marketplace. You know, one thing that I've heard said is you don't get out of life what you want, you get out of life who you become. As you continue to serve, you're becoming more to more people. You're solving problems for more people. And guess what? That is going to inversely impact your bottom line. Because the more people you learn to serve, the more problems that you solve, the more you're able to increase your earning potential and command more value, by the way. Number two, innovate with intention. Innovate with intent. Lead change by identifying opportunities to improve systems and processes. How are you leading change in your space? For me, in my space, I'm leading change by raising the awareness of entrepreneurs and corporate individuals and young professionals to let them know that they can be more productive in their jobs, in their businesses, by discovering their unique gifts and abilities. So I created a program called Discover Your Gift. Even though you're already working a job, you can easily just take a step back to discover your gift and figure out a way to reposition or even strengthen your position, because now you know that this is who you are, this is what you're good at, and you can begin to operate in your strength as opposed to struggling with building up your weakness. So innovate with intention. So when I got in the space of training and speaking, I realized, what value can I bring here? There are already so many speakers, there's so many trainers, but I had to come with my own unique perspective, which was intentional for me to help people discover their gifts and position themselves appropriately in the marketplace from a faith-based perspective, of course. And the last but not the least, in creating a lasting impact, is the people you have in your network. This cannot be emphasized enough. Foster relationships, invest in them, build them with intention. You know, I was having a meeting the other day and talking to a prospective business partner, and she invited me to an event, and she was referring another event to me. I said, "Oh no, actually, that other event is not going to be in alignment with the goals I have for my business, because the people attending that event, they're not my ideal client, they're not my audience. So me just going there to network for networking sake is not going to help me. But in order for me to reach my goals, I need those relationships. So I needed to understand what kind of relationships did I need to build in order to become the person that I needed to become, in order to get to where I needed to get to. So I learned how to foster the right relationships by collaborating and bringing networks that amplify my unique value. By collaborating and building networks that amplify my unique value. All right? So now we're going to go to the next step. I told you we're covering 4 areas today. How do we thrive in career and business through self-alignment? How we thrive in career through business, in career and business through self-alignment. Number 1, staying authentic. Stay authentic to your goals. Everybody goes to the market to buy different things. I go to the market to buy clothes. Some people go to the market to buy groceries. Some people go to buy electronics. Everybody goes to buy whatever. But if we all go to the market, and now because I set out to buy clothes, but now I see my friend buying groceries and I spend my clothing allowance on groceries, when I need to attend that business meeting looking the way I need to look, I'm not going to have anything to put on because I did not stay true and authentic to my goals. I did not stay true to what I set out to do. So what is it that means the most to you? That's what needs to stay at the forefront of your drive, of everything that's driving you. Staying authentic. So aligning your goals with who you are and what you value the most. Number 2, build resilience. Use self-awareness and emotional intelligence to navigate challenges effectively. It's so important. Resilience cannot be undermined or even taken out of the equation because we know that there's going to be a lot of failure. Like today, we're talking about using failure as a rocket fuel. That is the overarching topic. But I'm breaking it down into all these areas of actionable tools that you can use to help you get to your goal, to help you succeed and finish strong in 2024. Build resilience. There's several ways to do that, to get your mind right and know that no matter what, you can do it, you can overcome, you can get through. Where you are today is not your final destination. As long as you get up every single day, you have another opportunity to put a little bit more towards what your goals are, to put a little bit more towards everything that you're trying to achieve. Number 3, celebrate small wins. I never used to do this. I used to be the one person who thought, okay, we're done, we're moving on. Next, next. It was always next, next, next. It's the insatiable desire in man to always do more and more and more. But then one of my mentors from afar said one day in an interview that when is more enough? When is it ever enough? There has to be a point where you have to be able to take stock. And that is every checkpoint, because celebrating your wins helps you to recognize how well you're doing. So even when failure comes along, it's another weapon that can help you know that, okay, at least I won in this area. It gives you a psychological balance to sift through all of the cloudiness of failures and seeing that, okay, you are not a failure. An event that you failed at does not determine your identity. So celebrating that win boosts your momentum, it boosts your morale, it boosts your confidence. It helps you stay motivated, and it helps you find inspiration when you need it. Number 4, actionable steps. You have to always take steps. You have to always you can't thrive in career and business without having action taken. You can't do that without having actions that you're taking every moment to move forward, to move the needle forward towards your goal. I know some people subscribe to vision boards, those are amazing. And some people subscribe to writing down lists and goals and things like that. Another system that we created at Dr. Oja's Coaching and Consult is our energy mapping tool, to be able to understand that as you are creating the vision board, as you are setting those goals, you also have to have in mind how much energy are you willing to put and commit to different areas of your vision. You have to understand that so that you set those smart goals and you set the energy map to allocate time and energy to every single thing that you need to do. And that allows you to measure your progress. Turning failure into your rocket fuel. Number 1, after doing all of this, right? Anything happens, everybody goes through different things in their lives. Turning failure into your rocket fuel. Number 1, you have to acknowledge failure without judgment. It's important for you to do that. You have to accept and acknowledge failure without judgment. Yes, everybody fails, but failure is not your identity. It's an event. It happens, and something else can happen beyond that. You have to analyze it. You have to be able to learn the lessons. I'm not saying dismiss failure and say, oh, it doesn't exist. No, you have to be able to analyze it properly, but you have to be objective, because when you accept it, it puts you in an objective position to be able to analyze the lessons and growth opportunities that lie within the failure. within that event, of course, because you're not the failure. The business failed, but no, you're not the failure. The idea did not work out, but that is not an indictment on who you are. It just didn't work out. Maybe there were certain things that were off and certain things that needed to be in place that were not in place. Or maybe there were certain projections that were misread or miscalculated. So you have to be able to identify the lessons and the growth opportunities that lies within every failure event. And then the next thing is you have to act. Apply the insights that you have gained into the next steps that you are about to take, because you never stop. When you lose momentum, that is when you really give in to failure. And that is when it becomes not just an event, but it becomes a season. And after it becomes a season, then it becomes a way of life. So if you allow failure to go beyond being an event that you accept, you embrace, you acknowledge it, and then you analyze it, and then you begin to pick out the lessons there to know what your next steps are, and you never lose momentum, trust me, success is imminent. It will be undeniable for you to succeed in life. Please. So hear me when I say this. Failure happens to everybody. There is no successful person who is on this earth that has really made it to seeing what their goals need to look like, that will not have more stories of failure that came prior to the success that they are experiencing in that season. So let's not make failure a season. Let's not make it a way of life. Let it be events that happen to us to teach us the lessons that we need to learn in order to move to the levels that we need to go to. That is how you make failure a rocket fuel. Every failure is a stepping stone to greatness. By discovering your strengths, aligning with purpose, and creating impact, you can thrive in any industry or marketplace. You can thrive in any industry or marketplace. So I have an amazing call to action for you today as you're watching this webinar. I want to invite you to join our very newly launched program, Discover Your Gifts Challenge. Get into the program, get into the community. We have a gifted community where we are looking to groom and grow each other, not just to discover our gifts, but to be able to align our purpose with impact by doing everything we need to do using our God given strengths, that which we are really, 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 really good at. And you don't really, really, really get good at anything unless you master what that thing is. You know what it is, first of all. You master it, you invest in it, you grow it, and you use it over and over and over again to bring value to the marketplace. And that is how you begin to see that your gifts will begin to make room for you. Are there going to be failure experiences along the way? Yes, those are the rocket fuels that are intended to teach you a lot more about yourself, a lot more about your gifts. Failure is intended to introduce you to a better version of yourself. Failure is intended. Failure is intended to introduce you to a better version of yourself. It's not intended for you to make it a lifestyle or to allow it to thrive and be with you for seasons. No, failure comes to sharpen all the rough edges that you have, so that when you evolve in the marketplace, you are evolving as a master. You started out as a student who was learning from your mentors, learning about yourself, learning about your gifts. And once your gifts were developed, you had a few hiccups here and there. You tried and it didn't work out. No, that's not your identity. You got through and you went over and you went under. But guess what? Just don't stay under. The loss of momentum would make failure a season in your life. The loss of momentum will make failure a way of life for you. But in order for failure to be the rocket fuel it was intended to become, you have to stay in motion. You have to stay in motion. Newton's law talks about everything continues to go in the direction that it was going unless acted upon by an equal and opposite force. And that force is failure. It comes to stop you in your tracks, but you have to apply greater force to ensure that it doesn't stop your momentum. It doesn't stop you in your tracks. You keep going forward regardless. And you take whatever that failure has to offer, you take every bit of it that is a lesson, something that is useful for you in your next step, and you add it on and you keep going. You keep getting stronger. Look, as I close out this webinar today, one thing I'm going to tell you is just because you discover your gift does not automatically mean life is going to get easier. It's never going to get easier. But the thing is, you're going to keep getting better. And that's why I want to invite you to join us in the gifted community as you take the DYG challenge, which is absolutely free. But on completing the DYG challenge, there are next steps for you to take in order for you to journey into purpose, in order for you to be equipped, fully equipped with the tools that are necessary for you to fulfill not just your God given purpose, but for you to be able to become a master at bringing value with your unique gifts and abilities, for you to be able to master the art of converting failure as whatever it is into a rocket fuel that launches you into levels that you never thought you could ever get to. But you just got to stick with it. You got to invest in yourself and you have to keep learning. As always, thank you so much for joining me today on this webinar. I can't wait to see you guys next month as we host another webinar talking about a whole completely different topic. And that topic is going to be finishing strong. Next year, we get to finish strong. We're going to finish strong next year. Next month, sorry, I said next year. I'm already in 2025. Next month, we get to learn how we finish strong in 2024 to start out stronger in 2025. Once again, my name is Dr. Oyinkansola Ajinodu. There is a call to action below this video. Make sure you click the link, get in the DYG challenge, come into the gifted community, but most importantly, never let failure stop you in your tracks. Make it a rocket fuel that is intended to get you to the next level in your journey to greatness. As always, I love you guys. Bye. Thanks for watching.